Okay. I need to go for my thing in peace. Oh. Okay. Having discussed the soul, not so much the nature of, but the fact that there is an existence of, you're in the process now of understanding what we're going to have to call your own spiritual genius. Now,
is this Simon?
Yes.
Okay, welcome.
Yes. The word spiritual has concepts. The word genius in your world has concepts. Now, your introduction to the interaction of the genius spiritual you is through the manifestation of the physical body. Though you don't remember how you are continually manifesting your body, you are doing it. You are doing it. And the moments, we have to call them moments, of realization are interpreted by all consciousness within the form as the recognition of your spiritual genius. In other words, as you begin to recognize the spiritual genius within yourself, you understand how you are blinking on and off. Manifest the body, deep manifesting body. Literally. Everyone's doing it. Yet you're doing it in synchronization in a manner with the conscious approval of the force you call nature, your planet. The allowance of that frequency being present everywhere on your globe is the portion of your loving generosity to the spiritual understanding of yourself. In other words, in your moments, if you can take them, as you say, meditation gives you a moment, but you have moments before the moment, and that's what is beginning to occur now in consciousness. We say you back up in yourself to see yourself inside, yet there's more than that. Your auric fields now are going to become platforms of visions. In other words, you will be behind your body, yet participating with the body and witnessing it as it moves, performs, is. And you will know how you'll do it and how you're doing it from the reaction that begins to occur in the solar plexus of you. Solar plexus, S-O-L-A-R plexus. And you understand the light of the sun is there. You'll understand that all knowledge of everywhere and every when is available unto you. You'll understand words that have no meaning. Religion is one of the words that has no meaning. Yet you're caught in these things. Metaphysical understanding is a process of basically beyond physics. You're beyond the physics. You're beyond the physical of it. Yet you understand how the process works with breath and water. You're soon going to be in the understanding of who and what comes into you on the intake of your breath. You do not realize yet that a thought a few minutes ago about something or someone or anything, and this moment you breathe, the contemplation is answered in you. Because you played with the thought of it, the breath gave you the answer. Inside, you won't know here in the brain processes. You haven't allowed yourselves to understand the genius of your ability in words, thought, before words, and the consequences of calling for answers. You get many entities that come to offer advice in you, in the breath of you, to answer your thought question. And there's a juggling process that goes on within the system of yourself for the portions of your manifested vehicle that have requirements or needs for movement. You have blood that moves, you have mitochondria and other things in your body moving. You have bacteria, you have good cells, you have good processes going on there. There's a very intimate communication. It's like children in nursery school that's going on inside you. And you are the educator of all of those consciousnesses. When you have the newfound ability that's going to be coming, that you have your food placed before you. Your food, the vegetables and things, will tell you its beneficial process for you. If you do not receive communication that the food itself is telling you benefit for you, then the food knows it's not needed for you. But in the human condition, in the aggravated sense of listening and paying attention to everything else everyone else is saying, the difficulty becomes to figure out who and what part of you are. In this thing, death, there's an inner word there that can be utilized to overcome what is called the fear concept of it, and it simply is, I don't want to die. Not only in the physical understanding, but in the understanding, in the knowledge that you're not going to, that you do exist in the moment forever. And there's a unit in the body that is, and this has not been spoken of by anyone before, just to the left of the solar plexus, between the solar plexus and the heart, there is your Majesty, your discerning king, discerning queen, discerning prince, and discerning princess. The four frequencies there are the ones your invisible presence communicates with for the manifestation of the form. One for each chamber of the heart. One for each corner of your pyramid. It's a three-sided pyramid. You have three corners at the base and one corner at the top. Those frequencies understand you from invisible manifested visible. When you have these frequencies down, or apparently able to work with, you're going to find your hands going through tables, but in a manner that you know you need the density for the perception of a self at this time now. So you're going through this, you beings will say it's a quickening phase. And that's why everybody's feeling this speed up thing. You need to slow it down so the educatable matter of your physical that has the ability to be educated can understand its process without the idea of losing itself. It's like becoming different, small step at a time. And you have the ability to understand the cubic function that you are. Because you're really just balls of light, many, that you call. And we gave you a hint, it was given to you, of the 49 personalities. But that's just a clue. It is the ones that understand the enormous privilege it is to be within the human form and recognizing yourself as having become a human. And the concept of the powerful God genius that you are. Yet, you're in the construct of competitive behavior. In greater truth, gods don't compete. There's no need to. There's no need to. Same force, same equality everywhere. It's just the application and the knowledge of how to do it. So you have this acceptance of this entity you beings refer to as fear, the dark oppressive force of energy that seems to restrict the pleasures and joys of your life. In your world, your command for peace, protection, and joy, particularly the joy that is within the peace and protection, is the health of the body. That's what it is. Once you recognize, and beings in your physical world look for joy outside themselves. Joy doing this, joy doing that, joy doing that. The joy is the acknowledgement you have a body. The joy is the acknowledgement that you are accumulating the wisdom of health within the body for the body. The joy is in the acknowledgement that you have the ability to move as a body. You have ability to receive, think. I did not say thought. I said you have the ability to receive, think. Then when you understand your process of what the think is, whose it is, why it is, the process of how it is, then you've taken yourself beyond thought. You're not influenced by another's thought because you have the ability to think and you know what it means, what it is, the deepness of the process of yourself. Receiving and anticipating and reflecting. Well, right now, the human condition is receiving its reflection because they are not aware of the think. They are aware of the thought, but the think is different. The think is a knowledge of the perfection of yourself without being influenced by the thought that is not of nature. In the think process, nature knows you. Animals know you. Birds know you. The creatures in the space and the sky know you. And you're receiving the impressions, which allows you the understanding of think. There is not a past tense with think. There's not a future tense with think. Think is always present. Think is always present. It's not a verb, thinking, it's think. And when you understand this straight line and that idea And you understand what your thought is. And that is what influences and works with the nature around you. Could you feel that?
I feel something right here.
Think will occur in your back behind the heart chakra.
Oh.
Right there.
Didn't feel that.
Right there. That's where you will feel. In your world, you will call it the ability to think. But that's the knowledge portion of you that resides there that knows your entire system. It is the link you receive from behind you. And beings in your world try to rush it through. You need to hold it within. So, you become the filament that you are within the light bulb that you are. And that's where the light comes from. Comes from within. The expression comes without. But the light is stabilized. It turns in a counterclockwise fashion. In a counterclockwise fashion. Because it is a maneuver against time. Your time in your clock is like clockwise. Spirals through the universe. Counterclockwise fashion stabilizes what you term the units of time to a present think, to a present. Not worry about the future, not concerned about the past, acknowledge of the present, knowing the future is already taken care of because you'll always be present. The concerns that come up are your flags where you have to correct yourself in a manner because that's the doubt of yourself, of your think. A worry of this, a worry of that, of this or that. Let's stop. Breath and water. Thankfulness. And then the think becomes you, and you'll understand what I mean by that. You won't need a religion to teach it to you. You don't need another God to understand it for you. You will have understood it for yourself. It is not the thought. Think of the think as a sink. And things come to it. And you have the ability to clean the sink or not. And the sink is your body. Manifested out of nothing in a manner. You know how to do it, really. Because you did it in the fetus. You had the knowledge there. It was an agreement for we're going to use this word. It was an agreement for the prosperity of life. We're not talking financial prosperity. We're understanding the prosperity of life and the safety, peace, protection, and joy thing with the knowledge of your own think. Whether another agrees with it or not, there's not an argument there. You're in the same space, you're breathing the same air. You have abilities, each unique and different. And what you soon find out, the idea of communal responsibility will be developed. That was one of the reasons for this idea of religion. Communal responsibility for those, yourself and others. For there's a perfection in that. Not a greater than or lesser than. The greater than, those on your planet now that think that they're greater than others, are going to find out that they're lesser than. That they are the ones that are the most fearful, because they have performed ideas that are not in the, what do you call, the jurisdiction of the perpetuation of life, into the segregation and the non-unification, I guess you'd say. So your forces now, we're going to have to call them multiple selves. You have many selves all around as a result of your think and the acceptance of thought and process, that though your physical body did not perform, part of your spiritual forces took on that issue with you or for you to perform it somewhere else, another position of time and space, as you say. Because things happen faster than you think. Manifestation is already done. From your little one time you had thoughts and thinks. Those manifestations have already done. Yet in the physical appearance of it, it not yet come forth yet. Because of the distortion in your world of time and space.